What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. I am going to be doing my daily Manchester City transfer updates from January 1st to keep you guys up to date here on YouTube throughout the winter January transfer window. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. I'm expecting it to be a very busy transfer window. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Big Up, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too. Go on and hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 200 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to Sofascore, today's video sponsor, who are going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest football scores from around the grounds, along with the latest match information, match commentary, all the latest score statistics, analysis and all that good stuff for you guys to go and check out. It is a free app to download, not just limited to football. They're going to keep you up to date with all the latest scores and information for all the sports that you guys love to follow, all in one place, all in one app. It is a free app to download. Links and details there in the description, and anyone that does download Sofascore using my link in the description or the QR code on screen does help to support the future content created here on my channel. So let's crack on with this video. We're going to start off by speaking about the ins for a change, and we've got the very latest on Claudio Echeverri, who is already a Manchester City player, but the Manchester Evening News have said that City will not be letting Echeverri leave the club in January when he arrived from his season-long loan at River Plate, which is coming to an end. It's believed, according to the Manchester Evening News, that Manchester City want to use Echeverri around the first team squad. They want him to get used to the facilities, they want him to get used to the Premier League and used to Manchester City, and there is the potential that he could even be getting minutes for City before the end of the season. So this is definitely keeping one eye on squad depth at Manchester City, and it would make sense for Echeverri to stay around the first team squad rather than loaning him out. And I think that personally is really good news. So I'd love to know your thoughts of that. Are you excited to see Claudio Echeverri at Manchester City? Would you rather keep him around the first team squad, or would you rather loan him out? Let me know in the comments below. Don't have any more ins news to speak about. We've got no outs news to speak about, but we do have a huge update on Pep Guardiola in the contract update. So Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Manchester City are working on getting Pep Guardiola on a new contract. The Telegraph have said that the most likely outcome is Pep Guardiola signs a new contract at Manchester City, but it would only be a 12-month extension to his current deal. His current deal runs until the summer of 2025, so next year, June 30th, 2025 is when Pep Guardiola's contract is up. So he's into the final 12 months of his deal, and that is getting shorter and shorter as each passing day does come about, and Manchester City want him on a new deal. In an ideal world, we'd want him on a longer deal. It's thought that that's what Man City do want, according to the Telegraph, but they believe that it may be, if Pep Guardiola does sign a new contract, the most likely outcome of that will be a 12-month extension rather than 2 or 3 years, which in an ideal world we'd want Pep Guardiola to be tied down for as long as possible, and putting him on a 12-month deal here would make sense. It means we get a full decade of Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola, I think, seems keen on doing 10 years at Manchester City. He seems keen on staying at Manchester City, because I read a lot between the lines. I read a lot into body language. I read a lot into what Pep Guardiola is saying, and a lot of what he's telling us is he wants to stay at Manchester City. He wants to continue to be the Manchester City manager. Now, news of obviously Hugo Viana coming to Manchester City and Chicky leaving, I think Man City have been forced into making an announcement because leaks and rumours had come out about Chicky leaving and Viana being the new director of football at Manchester City. I don't think Man City wanted that information to be public, certainly not this early into the season. Normally when you see these kind of announcements, Man City like to wait until right towards the end of the season. Normally around April time is when City would want that piece of information information to come out, because that time would give Man City enough time to sort out the future of Pep Guardiola, which Chicky is in charge of, and he will be sorting that rather than Hugo Viana, because Hugo Viana will not be taking over from Chicky until the summer of 2025. And it also allows Man City to be a little bit clearer about what's happening from the 115 charges, because we've got the hearing for that next month, and we're going to find out the outcomes of what happens from them charges in the early parts of 2025. So that would give Man City enough time to know what the future looks like in terms of keeping Pep Guardiola here, what things are going to be looking like off the field and off the field, and then we can get everything tied together, ready for the natural progression of Hugo Viana to come in and take over from Chicky. But things seemed a bit mismatched at the moment, and I think that's what has happened during this international break, and this announcement of Hugo Viana coming in and Chicky leaving isn't ideal. I think Man City first and foremost would want the future of Pep Guardiola to be sorted, but the big positive I'm taking away from this is with Hugo Viana coming in, we've already got close associations with Sporting Club de Portugal, and if Pep Guardiola, so the body language that we've been reading into, is wrong and Pep Guardiola decides he doesn't want to do 10 years and he does want to leave at the expiry of his current contract in the summer of 2025, which, touch wood, does not happen. But if it does happen, then Man City are putting things in place for a new manager to come in, and Jacob Steinberg have said that Manchester City do like Sporting CP's manager Ruben Amorim, who has impressed Manchester City, and City face Sporting next month, so a good chance to keep an eye on how he's performing, how they set up, and whether he would be a natural progressor to Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. All depends on what Pep Guardiola wants to do. Seems keen on signing a new deal, so if we can get that sorted in the next couple of months, then that would be absolutely grand. City normally, when a Pep Guardiola extension comes in, normally comes sometime between November and January, so reading into that, I expect in the next couple of months the future of Pep to be sorted one way or the other. Is he staying? Is he going? We'll have to wait and see. At the moment, I'm leaning more towards I think he's going to stay, but it depends on what he wants to do. Does he want to take a sabbatical away like Chicky wants to and take a year or two out from football and come back? Does Pep Guardiola want to go into club management next? Does he want to retire? Does he want to go into international football? I don't think he is going to retire. I can see him going into international football, and if he is going into international football, lots of jobs will become available after the World Cup in 2026. But if he signs a new extension at City, then his contract will expire in the summer of 2026 if it is to be that 12 months. So there'd be no sabbatical. So what's going to happen? We'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping it'll be a long-term deal. If it's 12-month extension, I'm more than happy to have another 12 months of Pep Guardiola. I'd love to know your thoughts of this, guys, in the comments below. If you were in charge at City with this Pep Guardiola contract situation, what would you do about it? Let me know in the comments below. So there we go. That has been today's video. Please do leave a thumbs up. 200 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and check out my big up Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Sofascore. I'll see you all again as the international break now done and dusted, so we'll be back with regular content. I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.